Sportball guys, we're back. Y'all know Justin.
You know Brandon?
Hey, we're here. And it's just after New Year, so we're going to be talking NFL football once again. I think that's what we talked about on our last show, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So here on Sportball guys, we give our opinions on what's going on. And on the last episode, we did an NFL preview of how we thought the season would go. Now, that was right before week 1. Here we are, right before week 18, right before the 17th game of the season. And boy, my predictions suck. Brandon, how's yours looking?
Pretty much on par with yours.
All right,
Really are.
I like it. So, Brandon, I figure we'll just go division by division
That's right.
and kind of, because that was what we did originally.
Mhm.
We'll do it again. We'll kind of see where things are at, and we'll see how our predictions are looking. So, we'll start with the NFC North because
Hey.
that's my favorite division, and honestly, that's the best division in football.
It is definitely the best division
Yes.
in football, minus the Chicago Bears.
Ah,
You have three teams, honest to goodness, that two of them especially, but three of them that can make real deep runs in the playoffs.
Yeah, you have all three. You probably have maybe the three best teams in the NFC.
Three out of the four?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and like we said, the Bears, neither one of us picked the Bears to win the division. So
No.
if you go back and rewatch our last episode, which you can search for Sportball Guys on YouTube, or just go to the Podcast Hell YouTube channel, and you'll be able to watch the original one. When we first predicted the NFC North, Justin picked Green Bay to win. They're 11-5, which is third place in that division. So not too bad. I wasn't too far off. Brandon, you picked Detroit, who, as of
Yes.
right now, is the number one team
Yes.
in the NFC. So there's a chance, though, that my Vikings can sneak up there and get it, as they are also 14-2. Detroit has the tiebreaker over them because Detroit beat them the first time. They're about to play the last game of the season here in Week 17, and my prediction to start the year was 7-10 for Minnesota. You predicted 4-13. So,
Yes.
do we want to just go ahead and say that we were wrong?
Let's just go. Let's just dive right in because I think they're the best story of the whole NFL. I really
Yeah.
do. Nobody saw Sam Darnold doing what he is doing now. This guy is elite. I never thought those words would match up with Sam Darnold. Did you
Number
before
one-
this season?
Was he a number one draft pick?
He was the number 3 overall
Okay.
when he was drafted, but he's had a real hard road to get where he is now.
Well, he did play for two of the worst franchises in the NFL.
No question.
So we
And they
give
both
the-
did him dirty.
Yes. I honestly feel like if Minnesota goes into Detroit this week, which y'all will probably be watching this show, the day of this game, because it'll probably be up that Sunday. I think if Minnesota goes into Detroit and wins, Sam Darnold should be the MVP.
I think that that's a strong case to plead, and I might be a little bit upset if I'm Minnesota fans and he doesn't get it because what they've done is incredible.
I think.
I thought they were just going to be a bad team
Yeah.
waiting to draft their next quarterback. They did draft.
we
a
have
quarterback.
JJ McCarthy.
Drafted J.J. McCarthy, and there is no way he's going to be starting on this team not anytime soon.
Well,
Barring-
Darnold's a free agent.
They better give that man the bag.
I disagree.
You don't want a guy who's led you to 14-2. You're not sure. Even you're not sure.
I disagree, man. I think JJ McCarthy has the ability to be just as good. So use that extra money to sign other things that we need because we're still not a perfect team. So
All right, I'll
Yeah.
tell you what. I'm going to put in a call to the Pittsburgh office
yeah,
because Russell Wilson will not last forever.
no, but y'all also have the QB of the future on the bench.
Justin Fields.
Yeah,
You've seen him up close and personal a couple of times.
that was my joke of the day.
That
my
was a
joke
good
of the
one.
day. All right, so I originally picked Green Bay. You originally picked Detroit. Do we still feel good? I mean,
Shut down.
oh yeah, it's fine. Do we still feel good about our picks, Green Bay and Detroit? I mean, obviously Green Bay's not going to win, so I
Yeah.
was wrong. But
Oh, you mean as far as how they'll go in the playoffs?
well, do we give ourselves a passing grade on that one?
with
our
Green
picks?
Bay?
Yeah, with Green Bay, passing grade. I think they're
Yeah.
close. They would have won any other division in the NFC.
I felt like they were good. Yeah, that is very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
I felt like I knew they were going to be a good team. I knew they were going to be strong. And you were exactly right. And tell you
Thank you.
what, to delve it a little bit further, if I'm the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who I really think is going to win the game
Yeah.
Sunday and move on, or the LA Rams, boy, I am mad that there's a 14-3 5 seed coming my way,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
matter which one it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And also, by the way, I picked Jordan Love to win the MVP. So I did pick probably the correct division because
Yes.
I feel like either Goff or Sam Darnold wins the MVP. So I was very close there. I think I was
Yeah.
pretty close.
You don't think you mean out of this division, or just you think one of them is going to win MVP
Yeah,
in
one of them.
general?
Yeah, MVP. Yeah, I think they should. I
Okay.
think they should. I don't believe in anybody else right now. Let's move on to the NFC East, shall
Yes.
we? The NFC East
NFC
with
least.
yes, with possibly the other best team in the NFC, at least the only one we're talking about. And we both picked them. We actually both picked the rest of the NFC the same. So we're going to give ourselves the same grade on this. But we both picked the Eagles, who are currently in first. Um, Washington's giving them a run, though, for their money a little bit. But is Philadelphia as good as you thought they were going to be?
Yes.
They are? Okay.
I think at this point in time, if I have to, we'll get more into that in the end of the show.
Yeah.
But I think they have an absolute two-headed monster with Jalen Hurts and the best running back in the league right now. One of the best of all time, period. I'll argue that fact with
Yeah.
anybody. No, he with his overall performance and what he can do.
We just on one season? One season.
Well,
One
Saquon's
season.
been great his whole team. He was just in a wrong and very
Right,
bad system over with New York.
he's been hurt a lot, too.
He has been hurt because they ran him so much, but all of a sudden he has new life in
Man,
Philadelphia.
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. We're talking about one of the best of all time. I'm putting him like top 20. Does that qualify as best? Like, I don't know.
You're gonna when we're off the air, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to name me 19 better.
Man, I mean, easily 5 or 6 better for sure, 100%. He's had one great year now and a couple, really good years, but he's no Adrian Peterson, he's no Frank Gore, he's no OJ Simpson, like
Those are running backs that
yeah,
I would mention.
no
in
Walter
that
Payton, no
elite
Emmitt Smith.
class.
Yeah.
I think he's a top tenner of all time.
He's probably down there with like Edger and James. Like that's probably where. Ooh, I don't know,
Jeez.
man. I don't know. All right,
Either
so
way,
yeah,
I think this team is tough. They have great receivers. They have a good defense. I don't think they're as ball hawking a defense as like Kansas City or Pittsburgh or other teams or the Baltimore Ravens.
yeah.
But I mean, they have a good enough defense to really put a dent in these playoffs.
I think with Philadelphia, they're actually done way better than I thought they would.
Mm-hmm.
I picked them to win the division, but I don't think I expected them to be this good. I still don't think they're Super Bowl champion worthy,
Okay,
but maybe that's just because I don't like Philadelphia.
fair enough. A lot of people don't like.
Yeah, I don't really like
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia at all, like in any sport. I like that they all have their arenas really close together, but not a fan of any of them. So, yeah, I think maybe I'm just holding out that because I just personally dislike them, but
You're breaking Mrs. Mullis's heart right now.
that's
You know
okay.
that, right?
That's all right.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. But good job for us though for picking one. We're 1 out of 2
We
here.
got 1 out of 2.
We're 1 out of 2. You have a chance to be 2 out of 2. With the Lions. So,
Yes.
all right, but we're definitely got one correct. So let's move on to the NFC South,
Hey,
where our local Carolina Panthers, I would say participate, but
are
not
not the worst team in the division.
really.
I was wrong.
Yeah, we were all wrong. Well, no, actually,
Wow.
no, they are. They're last.
Well, they're last
Yeah,
by the record,
Yeah,
but if you put the Panthers against the Saints right now with Spencer Rattler and
Yeah.
no Alvin Kamara and no
I mean-
what was his name Shaheed,
yeah. I mean,
a
that's
really good receiver.
a lot of injuries, man.
Hey, it's all part of the
Yeah.
game.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
for
the
sure.
Lions have an incredible amount of injuries on defense.
That's more injuries than I've ever seen.
And yet they're still, I think they're favored Sunday night.
Yeah,
If they
yeah,
are,
by
so
three,
if it-
by three.
So basically they're saying they're even teams.
Yeah, but one thing that Detroit's had that's helped them a lot is other than Hutchinson, no other, none of their like top 5 are hurt.
Yes.
Like whereas with New Orleans, their whole top 5 is
And
probably hurt.
Kirby Joseph is picking off every single pass that is thrown in his general
Yes.
direction. That's helped him out too. But back to the South, like we were talking about.
Yeah,
So I did pick Carolina to be the worst team. They are not
Yeah.
the worst team, but they still have a long way to go before they're respectable, I think.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
some
no,
decent pieces.
yeah. Carolina, they still suck. Let's talk about who we did pick to win, though. We both picked
Yes.
Atlanta, who is currently in second. But
Yeah.
I think they still have a chance to win the division, though.
They so with a
They need to win.
I was gonna say with a Tampa loss and when Atlanta beats Carolina,
Yeah.
that's the only way in.
Yeah, who does Tampa play? They
Tampa
play New
plays New
Orleans? Yeah, they
Orleans,
play New Orleans. Yeah.
and they're and
By the way, I love that the NFL ends the season with division games.
you love that.
Love it.
I do too.
Love it.
It
100%.
means so much. Like, look what we got with the last.
That's what
We
I'm saying,
got the
yeah.
best game of the whole season as the last game of the whole season.
Yeah, and that's going to happen every year because there's always going to be somebody that needs that win.
Yes.
There's always going to be a game where they both need to win. But how are we feeling about the Atlanta pick, though? I mean, do we still like that pick? I mean, do we?
I do with Michael Penix.
Yeah, which man,
I think they have a great future. That guy's great. I mean, did you watch the game the other night against Washington?
no.
He threw an absolute laser on fourth down
He's-
to tie that game up.
That was the quarterback that I was hoping Minnesota would take. So, well, with where we were picking, I really wanted Drake May, but
Yes.
I thought Drake May and Michael Penix were the two best
Mhm.
quarterbacks in that draft. Call me crazy, but that's who I thought were the two best. Yeah, I think Atlanta is still the good pick. And I think I'm okay with even if they don't win the division, I'm okay losing that pick.
Sure.
Yeah.
See, they remind me of a few years ago, right before Tom Brady took control of that team and took that Tampa Bay team to a Super Bowl. That Tampa Bay team was a losing team. This Atlanta team has some real pieces. If they can really figure out Michael Penix and that quarterback situation, I mean, that's a 12-13 win team. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it could be.
Let me ask this.
Yes.
If they don't draft Michael Penix, all right,
Mhm.
say they draft like an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman or whatever, another, somebody.
hmm
Do you think Kirk Cousins would have played better?
No.
Or was he done? Was he done?
I want to believe that he's not done because he has just exceeded every expectation of every team he's been to, with the exception of Atlanta. And I just want to pull for him so hard as a person. But I mean, yeah, I'm leaning more towards him being done.
So next year when he's probably playing for Cleveland, you think they go like 3-14 again?
You mean when he's playing for San Francisco?
Oh, you don't believe in
I don't think they believe in Purdy.
Oh wow. Well,
I really don't.
I definitely don't think they believe in Kirk Cousins either. Although maybe they do because he was his offensive coordinator, right?
See, with San Francisco, all you need is a game manager and get the ball up the field, assuming
Yeah.
you can keep some of the pieces you got.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get into San Francisco.
Let's
Why
do
not?
it,
Because
yeah.
we both picked them to win the West, and we
Sure.
were kind of correct because they are last place in the West. So let's just flip flop it, and we're good. We're good. I still don't think they're a bad team. I think they have a lot of injuries. They fell behind, and I think it was just like, you know what, this is too much to overcome, and maybe they just kind of gave up. Like,
Well-
I mean, they had basically about the halfway point in the season, they had to play perfect the last 8 weeks, and I think they were just like, we're done.
I mean, between missing McCaffrey and missing other players,
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't the team that was in the Super Bowl last
Not at
year.
all.
I mean, this is another team that's a decent quarterback away from being right there. You are right. I've never been one of those guys that says they're better than their record. I really think this team is better than their record. I think they've proven that a couple of times. And that's the weird thing about them, Justin. They're either really, really good or they're really, really bad.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have much of an in between.
Well, it's because they don't have very much depth, and their superstars, other than McCaffrey, I don't think are big superstars to carry the team.
Not anymore. They're aging.
I'm not sure anybody on that team ever was other than McCaffrey. Like I don't think even the receivers. I don't think you could be like, yeah, that's like Justin Jefferson. You're
You
probably
mean at that level.
you're always gonna be like, you know what, with Justin Jefferson, you always have a chance.
Debo could be close to Jefferson if he were in the right system. I don't think he is not as good as Jettis. To me, Jettis is the best in the game, and then there's a few others that are in his stratosphere, and I don't think Debo's one of them. But Debo does have a lot of big play
Yeah.
capability.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he can absolutely take the top off of any defense if he's feeling good and the quarterback's actually doing what they're supposed to do. But I mean, no, they need to get that signature player.
Yeah.
I mean, which they had with McCaffrey, but the guy, with a little bit of age and a little bit of wear and tear on him now, it's not going to be the same with him anymore.
I mean, he had his second healthy season ever, and they make the Super Bowl. So I
Yes.
mean, but odds were that he was going to get hurt. We should have seen it coming. I hate that we didn't. The Rams are winning that division. Do we? How surprised are we? Because I don't really ever remember thinking the Rams were going to win that division.
I mean, yeah, if it wasn't going to be San Fran, I thought it could be Seattle. I
Yeah,
thought Seattle
yeah.
had some really good pieces. They didn't have I mean, well, they had a bad season, but considering what they had to go through, they definitely, I thought they would do a little bit better. But I mean, but the Rams have some serious pieces. Puka Nakua is that new guy.
I
I
mean,
mean, he is going to be. I think he's the next Justin Jefferson.
well, I don't think he's that good, but he's
Puka Nakua?
yeah, he's
Ooh.
not as good as Jefferson. He's
Not
not.
at this
He's not.
exact moment. I'm saying
No,
the
not
next Jefferson.
no, not on any moment ever.
Hey, okay.
I think Puka is like he'll be on that like 4 to 8 range of receivers always, which is really good. But I mean, he's not Jefferson. He's not Jamar Chase.
Those are two very freaky
Yeah,
receivers.
exactly, exactly. I think San Francisco was so favored to win this division that I never actually gave respect to any of the other three teams. Like I didn't think Arizona had a chance, which obviously they didn't. But I didn't ever consider Seattle either. Like to me, that division was this is San Francisco. The other three teams can go 8 and 9, whatever.
But
Like yeah,
but Brock was way too inconsistent to really lead that team. Last year when they were humming,
yeah.
he was Mr. Consistency, especially if you pick him up on fantasy. Trust me. But this year, like he would either have a really good game or a really, really bad game. And I don't know if he is the future leader of that team. I don't know if he's the reason they make it back.
I still think he can be their quarterback. I think he can be the quarterback of a winning team. I think without McCaffrey and without them ever really knowing when he was going to be back, and then with some defensive injuries that they had, and I just think everything just collided, and it was just like, sometimes you have things where it works out, where everything just
Hmm.
works and you make a run, and then sometimes you have things where they don't work out, everything goes against you,
Yeah.
and you finish 4-13. And I think that's just kind of what happened. I think this was just a year where it was like, you know what? The football gods were like, you know what, San Fran? And that's what happened.
The thing is like, and Cam Newton actually talked about this on his podcast, and he's right. I mean, there is such a thing as game managing quarterbacks, and that's not an insult.
No.
Brock Purdy is a game managing quarterback. He is not your dual threat superstar weapon like Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, any of those guys. And I feel like the game manager position of the quarterback is going to be phased out. Quarterbacks are getting younger. They're getting way more athletic, way faster, throw longer balls. Like Jalen Daniels, I mean, he is a perfect example of that. So I mean, and that
But here's the problem though. You named three quarterbacks and then a rookie. All right, you got
yes,
Mahomes who's won like 12 Super Bowls. I don't even know
yes,
how many he's
12.
got
It is 12.
now.
Yes,
The other two guys you named, or the other three, Jay McDaniels is a rookie. He could be like C.J. Stroud next year and be a mediocre quarterback. The other two guys though, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, had they even been to a Super Bowl?
no, but they are. That's a type of quarterback that you can put on any team and make them a playoff team. Where you can't do that with Brock Purdy.
See,
You can
yeah, I mean,
you put Josh Allen on the 49ers, they win that division 12-5 at minimum. I really believe that.
oh yeah,
You put
Yeah,
Lamar
yeah.
on there, it might even be better.
I think you put Josh Allen on the Niners, they go like 15-2, and
That good. Okay.
probably win the Super
Sure.
Bowl. I think you put Lamar Jackson on the Niners, they go 12-5 and lose in the first round of the playoffs.
Fair enough.
Kind of like what Baltimore's probably going to do.
I hope they do. I hate Baltimore.
I,
That'd be beautiful.
Me personally, I just feel like, and this is a nice segue to we're going to switch
Yeah.
over to the AFC now, but
Hey.
I feel like Lamar Jackson is a 12-5 first round playoff quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what team he's on. I think he's good enough to get you there, but he's not ever going to win. So when you say a game manager quarterback, I mean, what do you call Brady? I think Brady was a game manager. I think
Elite game
yeah,
manager.
yeah.
Lamar Jackson is not a game
No,
manager.
no, I'm not saying he is.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying I think there's so many different kind of quarterbacks that can win, but at the end of the day, you don't win you don't win because of your quarterback. I think you need a team to win. Like I think a quarterback can help you get there, but when you win, it's because of the team.
That is
Like,
true, but I also feel like if the Green Bay Packers would have given Aaron Rodgers more weapons, with the exception of Devontae Adams and a few more, he would have more than one Super Bowl. Because I always thought he was that good.
I mean,
I believe that.
maybe, maybe he threw a lot of interceptions.
He threw a lot of interceptions because he had to get rid of the ball fast because they did not invest in the line that Tom Brady had. But that's a different type of thing. Like him, to me, he's not a game manager. He's a game changer. That's the terminology I've been looking for. Game changing
Yeah. I
quarterbacks, so
mean, it's
where you have to, where you actually have to execute in a completely different defensive plan
yeah,
because of them. Cam Newton was a game changing quarterback. Was he a great game changing quarterback? No, but he was definitely a game changing quarterback. It all comes down to the system. It all comes down to the coaching. I'm just starting to see more of the game managers phasing out more.
yeah. I mean, I think you're right on that. I think it is becoming more of an athletic quarterback world, but I think it's yeah. I just think there's just so much more that goes into winning than just having a great quarterback. Like I don't think you need a great quarterback to win. I think honestly, I mean, look at the quarterbacks, like Matthew Stafford when he actually won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I don't know if he was a great quarterback at that point.
he was definitely the second best quarterback in that game.
Yeah. Yeah. Not only, but you look at the top quarterbacks that year, I don't know if he was the top five quarterback that year.
I don't think there may have been some times in Detroit where he might have looked like top five, but I mean, I definitely see your point, and
Yeah.
it's true. I mean,
Yeah.
Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer, no matter what anybody feels about,
Super Bowl.
they've still won Super
No
Bowls.
matter what you feel like. No matter what you feel like about this guy, a future Hall of Famer, Eli Manning, multiple Super Bowls.
Oh yeah, well anybody debates that
And
Eli's not a
not
Hall of
just
Famer,
that,
they're
his
crazy.
2 Super Bowls, he played better than his brother.
Yes, he did, and he beat the one guy that his brother couldn't beat.
You ask me, in the month of January and February, which Manning brother I want, I'm taking Eli.
At those times,
At
yes,
any time. Anytime.
anytime.
Anytime. Now, August to November, I'll probably take Eli. I mean, I'll probably take Peyton. But January and February, I'm taking Eli over Peyton. If I want to win
Okay.
a Super Bowl and it's January 1st, give
Take,
me the Hall of Famer Eli Manning.
give me Ben Roethlisberger.
I mean,
That's who I'll take.
he was pretty good too. He had a couple. What
Game
he
manager.
got 2 rings also.
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's pretty good.
1, 2, went to 3.
You know what's crazy though is some people would probably try to tell me that Philip Rivers is the best out of those 3.
The best thrower?
No, just the best quarterback out of those
Oh
3.
no.
Yeah.
Did he have a sweet arm though? Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm taking Eli though over.
Okay.
Yeah, Eli, January and February, Eli, I'm taking over any.
I got
Yeah,
bias on me. I've seen my boy Ben do too many great things in that long,
yeah,
beautiful career. But no, Eli's a great pick.
absolutely. Future Hall of Famer. So our AFC picks, once again, we'll
Yes.
start with the North. We disagreed on a couple of these ones. The North, I took Baltimore because,
Good pick.
well, again, Lamar, great from August to December.
Hmm.
And you took Cincinnati.
Yes, I did.
Because they have the second best receiver in football. And how's it looking for us? Baltimore has it clinched.
The Cincinnati Bengals defense might be one of the worst atrocities I have watched this entire NFL season.
You know what's crazy though?
That Joe is still slinging up ridiculous numbers and putting up points like crazy, but
Yeah,
their defense can't stop Independence High School.
yeah. I mean, what's crazy is Joe Burrow is playing the best out of any quarterback in the NFL.
By the numbers, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. Especially if you pick him up in fantasy, he's definitely playing the best.
and it's part of me wants to believe if they sneak into the playoffs here with a win on Week 18, I could easily see them making the Super Bowl.
Number one, I'll be very mad at my boys if they can't, shut the proverbial coffin on the Bengals on Saturday night.
Are y'all trying though? Is Pittsburgh trying in that game?
I mean, I think I'd rather go to Houston than go to Baltimore. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd rather travel to Houston.
Well, I think
Plus, you can also knock Cincy out completely.
Yeah.
Plus, like you and I talked about before the show, I just can't see Denver losing with Kansas City playing their second string.
yeah, oh yeah, no way.
I just can't
No
see
way.
it. It doesn't make sense to me. So Bengals are probably out, even if they do beat
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
it's So obviously, I picked the winner of the division. I did
Yes.
pick Baltimore. Good job, Justin.
Hey, they haven't won it yet,
Oh well, I mean, yeah, you're right.
but I feel like they will. I'm with you. I'm
Either
pulling for you.
way, I still feel like Baltimore loses like first round of the playoffs. So there's that.
Nothing
Although
would throw me more.
it is actually hilarious because I picked them to make to the AFC title game because again, I guess I was just an idiot that day because in no world do I ever think Lamar Jackson is winning a playoff game. There's just no world I can see that happening. But you're picking Cincinnati. Actually, if I'm picking between Cincinnati and Baltimore right now, I'm taking Cincinnati.
Talking about just in a one-game scenario?
Just no to who do we got more faith in the rest of this year?
Oh, you mean to go all the way?
Yeah, if you had to choose between those two teams right now,
Oh, Baltimore.
really, I'm taking
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
The Cincinnati's defense is an absolute. I mean,
Man,
I watched Carolina hang 24 on them.
but I'm telling you, man, I think their
Pitts-
offense. I think they might have the second best, third best. They got a top 3 offense.
Do you think Pittsburgh has a good offense?
It's decent.
It's decent. But it's not a juggernaut.
No.
Because Pittsburgh hung 44 on them.
Yeah.
I mean, that right there alone should be alarming. That the Pittsburgh Steelers,
Yeah, but
with decent pieces, George Pickens is a baller, but that's really their best player. That's their most athletic player. When they hang 44 on you, using a tight end and using running backs, that's a problem.
I guess my thing is I just maybe expected Baltimore to be a little better, and they look like the same old Baltimore to me. They don't look any better. Even they got Derrick Henry, and I don't think they're any better.
I still feel like Cincinnati, obviously not this year. I still feel like in the next couple of years they're going to be back in the big game. Joey B's just too great, dude.
Well, they also got Jamar Chase. They
do have Jamar. They need some other pieces to go with it, but no, you're exactly right.
I like their coach too. I mean, yeah, Cincinnati I think is a very good team. So, yeah, I mean, I think we should both maybe feel good about our picks. Like, I could still see Baltimore reaching the NFC title game, which is what I picked. You actually picked Cincy in the Super Bowl. I still think you should feel great about that. Actually, I'm telling you right now, I think Cincinnati has the second best odds to make the Super Bowl in the AFC. If I had to rank my AFC teams right now, I'm putting them second.
You're talking about you're speaking as if they get in.
No, right now. Right now, before Week 18's even played.
Just because I still believe that Denver's going to be there.
Yeah, but
all Denver has to do is win.
Denver, though, they have made some mistakes this year.
They have, but you got to remember, this is who's Patrick Mahomes' backup? Henny? No, it's Carson Wentz.
Yeah, Carson Wentz, future number 1 pick or past number 1 pick. Yeah,
he was number 2 pick, but that is okay.
Yeah,
that is okay.
Well, let's move on. Let's move on to the AFC East.
I did pick my boys to get last, and they're in the playoffs again. So my boys are in the show.
Yeah, I picked them to go 5-12. I don't know. What did you pick them?
I picked them like 8-9, like 7-10, 8-9.
So we underestimated my team and your team. Good job.
Crazy.
We really know our teams. I thought for sure we will nail those picks. But
the problem is I don't see them going into Buffalo or KC and winning.
No, I don't either. No, especially with Russell Wilson at quarterback. Yes. He's the same way as I feel about Lamar Jackson. I just don't think that they can. Like Russell Wilson had
He's
the best.
He's at least done it though.
He had the best defense possibly of the last 20 years, and a top 10 coach of all time. Yeah, it wasn't that hard. They actually would have won another one. I feel like if it wasn't for him.
Oh, but yeah, if they just handed the ball to Marshawn,
it doesn't even matter if they give the ball to Marshawn. Don't throw an interception.
Yeah.
Nobody ever wants to talk about that. It's like in baseball, Steve Bartman interfering with the Cubs. That's not the problem. Who was their shortstop? Alex Gonzalez makes an error the very next play.
Yeah.
He didn't have to turn the double play. Just get one out. Nobody ever wants to talk about that.
Russell Wilson do too much.
Wilson threw the interception. He's more to blame than Pete Carroll. Just saying. AFC East.
AFC least.
We disagreed on this one, and boy, do I feel like an idiot. So bravo to you for winning this one. You picked Buffalo. Picked Buffalo.
They got better.
They
traded Stephon Diggs and got better.
Yeah, which, hey, the Vikings actually did the same thing. So, yeah. No, good job. I mean, Buffalo was the safe pick.
Yeah.
And obviously the correct pick. I will say, though, I picked Miami, and they are in second place. And they still got
a chance.
They got a chance. But they do have Taylor at quarterback this weekend. Who do they got? Who's their backup quarterback?
That's right. It's not Tua.
Yeah, it's not Tua. Which I think they're better without Tua.
I think they're
Yeah.
going to be looking for a quarterback.
Yeah, maybe they get Kirk Cousins. Can you see Kirko Chains down there in Miami?
No,
No? Oh
no,
man, I don't know. I think that'd be pretty awesome.
no. I think Tyreek Hill would just quit.
No, I think that'd be
They
pretty
need
awesome.
they need a quarterback that can actually get the ball down the field to the speediest guy in the whole league. They need more than Tua.
Yeah.
That is a team
Maybe they get
that
Sam
if they
Darnold.
did,
Maybe they get Sam Darnold. Oh.
I mean, why not? He's been throwing to Justin Jefferson. Why not go to
Yeah.
Tyreek? Tyreek is almost in his class.
Yeah.
Almost.
Tyreek is
He's not as good as
he's
Jefferson.
top 10. He's top 10.
I would put him higher in top 10. I'd put him top 5 for sure.
Okay. He's 4 or 5.
Either way, that would be, if it doesn't work out in Minnesota, that would be a great place for Sam Darnold.
Oh yeah.
A great,
Yeah.
I would put them at that 11, 12, 13. Still cannot believe I'm saying this about Sam Darnold. I would put them at that 11, 12, 13 win area. I still think Buffalo's a class of that division, but if they had that right quarterback,
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Waddle, Devin A. Chain, Tyreek Hill, I mean, whoever else is on that team. I mean, they have a bunch of dogs out there.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
They have
I agree.
so much talent that's not being
Yeah.
used properly.
Agreed, 100%. Miami should be a lot better than they are, but yeah, Buffalo. I feel really good about Buffalo. I would put them as number 3 in my AFC rankings right now. I think they got a great chance. I still think Miami can sneak into the playoffs, possibly. Like we haven't forgot about them, so I'm okay with that pick. If they make the playoffs, I consider that a win. Yeah, I'm
Not
counting.
bad.
Yeah,
Not bad.
but obviously you pick better. So AFC South, we both got it right.
That was
Actually,
easy.
we got Houston. They have clinched the division.
That's actually the worst division in football,
Yeah,
Justin.
yeah.
I thought it'd be the NFC
I
South. It's
feel
the AFC South.
so. Let's talk about Houston in a little bit.
Yes.
Let's just talk. Yeah, that division sucks. Division sucks. Let's go on to the AFC West really quick. We both picked Kansas City because we're not idiots. And I will pick Kansas City as long as Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are there.
Yes.
If Andy Reid quits, I might still pick Kansas City.
It better be Tomlin or somebody coaching them.
It's hard to not pick against. You got to pick one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and one of the greatest coaches of all time. It's like when Phil Jackson coached any team, you were like, okay, yeah, the Lakers are going to win. It's like when, LeBron plays on whatever team he's playing on this year. Like, yeah, they got a great chance to make the finals. Patrick Mahomes, great chance.
Yeah.
Andy Reid, great chance. So, good job. Do we like Kansas City more than we did at the start of the year?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. I really did not expect them to. I don't even care about their record. I don't even care that they're 15-1. I did not expect them to play anywhere near as good as they have. And they're barely squeaking by, but I still think they're playing better.
Yeah, but they're in control of
Exactly.
The only game they have not been in control of was the Buffalo game.
Mhm.
And that's one of those games where they were kind of due. What were they, 11-0?
Yeah.
But 11-0, 12-0, around that ballpark?
But what's crazy is they still had a chance to win.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't until, Buffalo had to get that late touchdown to really clinch it. So, they were within striking distance the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
And, and here's the bad news for every AFC team. Guess where you got to go through?
Yeah, Kansas City.
Wasn't like last year when they really had to earn it. They get a break and they get the home field.
I'm gonna say this right here. Honestly, I'm ranking them as the best team going into the playoffs, and I really want to see them win, actually, because
see the history.
I want to see a three-peat. Just like I wanted to see the Patriots go 19-0, I want to see Kansas City win 3 in a row. There's only so many times in your life you can see stuff like this happen. And the fact that people don't root for it tells me that they're just haters.
Help me out with that. I don't understand why.
I mean, if they're playing your team, I get it. If they're playing your team.
It's a different scenario, but I see all this hate on Facebook and just some people in general that just hate the Chiefs. They have some of the absolute most likable guys and likable coach on a team. They're good. They win. They do this is like hating somebody for doing their job.
Yeah.
Like, that police that writes a ticket because you were speeding, you're mad at him. Well, guess what? You were the one speeding. Well, this Kansas City team just goes in and just wins games.
Yeah.
I got real excited for Christmas Day because I thought my boys might have a chance on Christmas and it'll be entertaining. Yeah, no, that was not the case. This team is a juggernaut, and the biggest reason is you're saying Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, even though he's not done that much this year, and that's another crazy thing. They're doing all this without him being
Oh,
a
I
big
know. Yeah,
contributor. That
it's crazy.
defense, I think that's the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah,
It might not be by the numbers.
yeah,
Technically, by the numbers, it's Pittsburgh,
I agree.
or at least it was until they allowed 29. But this Kansas City team, the way they get after the quarterback, Chris Jones, they have so much talent on that team. I'm kind of with you, Justin, and I'm sure we're going to make predictions going forward at the
Yeah,
end of this.
yeah, we definitely are. But right now we're gonna go over. So I don't have your notes from our first show. I should.
Yes.
I'm horrible at doing research, but I'm gonna tell you what some of my wild predictions were because remember we made like some wild predictions. So
Yep.
we'll just go through mine really quick, and if you remember yours, say
I
it.
remember one of them.
Okay, so you can say it when it gets time,
All
but
right.
here's mine, and you can just tell me how much of an idiot I was, or
Oh,
maybe
I
I
will.
was, maybe I
I
was
will.
correct.
Don't worry.
So in the AFC, I made two predictions. I picked Buffalo. I said that they were gonna suck,
Okay.
like as in maybe they don't make the playoffs. Go ahead, go ahead. I was an
Yeah,
idiot.
you're an idiot on
Yeah,
that one.
yeah. Oops. Also thought here's another one. Here's another one. I did pretty good. I did pretty good. I thought the Colts were gonna be like a playoff team and like, contend and yeah, no.
They were until they lost to the Giants.
Yeah, no. So good job, Justin. In the NFC, here's two more. I really thought the New York Giants were gonna be a good team. Yeah,
I
yeah,
one up you. I don't know if this is a one up, but it's
yeah,
the same type of thing.
yeah,
I said that the New England Patriots
yeah,
might be
yeah,
might be one of those teams to watch out for.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
But
And I felt real good after the first week when they beat
I know,
Cincinnati.
yeah.
Couldn't believe that.
I thought, yeah.
But then,
So
yeah,
we both missed, yeah. So we both made a couple bad ones, and then I also thought, the Lions were just gonna struggle.
you
Yeah,
did think the Lions were going to struggle.
yeah. So I didn't do so well on my.
I got
Yeah,
one bold prediction right. I know it hadn't been announced yet, but I can't not see him doing it.
yeah,
I said Jalen Daniels Rookie of the Year.
yeah. You did say Jalen. I said Caleb Williams. I was definitely 100%
Well, at
wrong.
4-2, I kind of agreed with you.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I agree too. Now I think he might be fifth in voting, maybe.
if
I mean,
that,
Jaden Daniels wins. Drake May is probably number two. What? Neighbors maybe number three on the
my
picks.
late neighbor should be
Yeah.
number 2, but it
Okay.
won't
Either
happen
way,
that
either
way.
way. And Marvin Harrison's probably up there as well. Yeah. So Caleb Williams was not what I thought he was. I thought maybe he had the numbers, and I thought honestly, I just thought they would be behind more in some of these games and just airing the ball out. But whatever. My MVP was Jordan Love.
That's still not that bad of a pick, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still a very good team.
Yeah.
Just like you said, if they were in the NFC South or the NFC West,
Yeah. They're
you
first
know,
place easy.
they're first place.
Yeah.
If they're and they would be tied with Washington.
Yeah.
Either way, they're making the playoffs no matter what
Yeah.
division they're in. So that's not that bad of a swing and a
No.
miss.
No. I didn't
Not
think.
at all.
And the fact that they're 11-3, which is better than some people are
Your
predicting.
MVP is making the playoffs, and mine is probably not.
Who was yours? Who was
Joe
yours?
Burrow.
Joe Burrow. That's right.
They're
Yeah.
probably not going to make the
Yeah.
playoffs.
So there you go. Let's get into what our AFC title game predictions were. I don't remember what yours was.
Well, I do.
Okay. So here was mine. I picked the home team. No, actually, I picked the away team, the Houston Texans, to defeat the
The big bad
Baltimore
wolf.
Ravens.
Yep.
Both teams will be in the playoffs, so mine's still good.
You still have that
I have
outside shot
zero
for your,
faith.
for your AFC pick.
I have zero faith that it's going to happen. And I would put money on neither team making it that far. If I had to choose, I would say neither team makes it that far.
I think Pittsburgh can go into Houston and win.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you had to make me choose between those two teams making the NFC title game now or
Okay.
losing first round, I would say losing first round.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, so that was my prediction. I'm not too far off though. They both made the playoffs. So what was your AFC?
Mine was Cincinnati going into Kansas City and winning.
Okay, well you know what? Kansas City obviously in the playoffs.
Sure.
Cincinnati could be there, so you're not.
Mathematically and real outside shot,
Yeah.
yes, that you are right. They could be.
Yeah.
However, just the math, the odds, the numbers say they have to beat Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
and Denver has to lose, and Miami also has to lose.
Yeah.
Because
So-
Miami's actually above them.
So we both got a chance. I don't really have faith in either one of them happening, but whatever. It wasn't the worst picks. NFC title game. I picked the home
Yes.
team, the Green Bay Packers, because I thought they were going to be the number one seed.
Mm-hmm.
I picked them to lose to the San Francisco 49ers. Swing and a miss. The Packers could be there, not as the home team, but they could be there. The Niners are, they're way gone. But yeah, not, kind of looks bad, I guess you could say.
At the beginning of the season, I didn't think you were dumb at all. I still don't think you're
Yeah.
dumb. The 49ers are honestly a quarterback away from being
Yeah,
consistent
which is what
again.
we've said. Yeah.
Jordan Love is going to be a serious, serious quarterback the
Yes,
next
absolutely.
10 years.
Absolutely. What
Um,
was your NFC title?
it was Detroit beating Philadelphia.
Yeah, so you got a fantastic chance.
I have the highest odds probably.
Yeah, I mean, you picked those are the top two teams.
Yes.
Yeah, so good job. Yeah, great job actually. That's wow. My Super Bowl was the Niners over Houston, which obviously I can get one team there,
Mm-hmm.
and I got zero faith that they get there. So I would like to redo mine.
Oh, we're going to redo.
Yeah, we will. But I would love to redo mine. Yours was Detroit and
That's
Cincinnati
correct.
with Detroit winning,
Nope.
with Cincinnati winning.
Cincy winning.
Yeah, Cincy win. I don't think yours is that bad. I don't know. Do you want to redo? Do you want to redo on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because okay, they have too many hurdles. They have to beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And actually, that won't even matter if Denver wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the best they can be is 9-8.
Yeah.
Denver is already 9-7.
Yeah, they're already. Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, they win one, they got it.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, in the next couple of years, I might look smart.
Yep.
I just can't see it happening this year.
Yeah. So, all right. So I want to redo on both
All
of mine.
right,
I want to redo
let's
on both of
go.
mine. So I'll start with the AFC. If Cincinnati gets in, I think they're there.
Okay.
I think they're there. If they don't get in, I think the Chargers are there.
It's just one guy I've never believed in, but he's starting to make me believe in him a little bit more.
Are we talking about Harbaugh?
Herbert.
Oh no,
I've never believed.
I
in
don't believe in
Herbert.
him either, but I believe in Harbaugh.
Yes.
I don't believe in Herbert at
Mr.
all.
Khakis himself.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I don't even think Harbaugh wants him as his quarterback.
He
but
is the most overrated
At one-
quarterback in the playoffs.
100%. But I love Harbaugh. I think he's probably maybe the third best coach in football in the NFL. I think he might be the third best coach in the NFL. I think he might be Andy Reid number one,
Yes.
and the other Harbaugh number two. And I think
John.
yeah. So I think either Cincinnati or the Chargers are there.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. Either way, they lose to Kansas City. Either way. Yeah.
So that was your AFC title game.
Yeah.
One of those guys goes into Kansas City,
Yeah. Just
has a glimmer of hope.
no.
And then
Yeah,
they're
but
done.
they have a glimmer of hope until about 13:29 left in the first quarter when Kansas City scores, and it's like, okay, this game's over, and Kansas City beats either one of them like 38-6.
All right. All right. I like it.
So what's your new AFC?
My new AFC.
Yeah.
I gotta absolutely go with it.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see Buffalo going into Kansas City.
There you go. And Buffalo winning.
No.
No, okay. Kansas City winning. Okay, yeah.
No,
I mean,
I gotta see the champ lose before I actually believe it's gonna happen.
exactly. That's why when we do our
Plus,
next,
they're
Yeah.
honestly playing the best football
absolutely,
as a whole.
and that's why when we do our next good blue, bad blue, I'm
Mhm.
probably picking UConn to win the title because
They have
until,
come back around.
until they lose, you can't pick against. As long as they have the same, stuff. It's not like they had everything change. So yeah, Kansas City. We're both taking Kansas City. I like both of our predictions though. I actually
Yes.
really do. I think Buffalo is a good choice. I don't know, man. Buffalo. I just feel like they'll find a way to screw up again. I don't know why, but let's move on to the NFC. So my Niners and Packers redo. I'm going crazy here.
Love it.
I'm
Can't
going
wait.
crazy here. I'm going. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready? I don't even know what the rankings are. I don't know what I don't know if this can even happen. But I'm going Philadelphia
Okay.
goes into Minnesota and wins.
It goes back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Just because I love Minnesota, and I really think we beat Detroit to take the number one seed. But we can't win the NFC title game ever. Although, I'm just gonna throw this out there. We made 4 Super Bowls before Jimmy Carter became president. He's passed away now. Rest in peace.
That's right.
Maybe the curse is broken. I don't even know if it was a curse, but I'm calling it a curse. So actually, you know what? I'm changing my mind. We're winning. We're beating
You're
Philadelphia.
going.
I just talked myself into.
Let's see some fandom.
Yeah.
I love it.
We're beating Philadelphia to go to the Super Bowl. First time in Justin's life.
Because I think we're going to have a rematch in a very boring Super Bowl.
Oh, that sounds great. All right.
Yes.
Who do you got?
Philly goes into Detroit and wins.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, there you go. So we both kind of really like Philadelphia, is what you're saying. Yeah. And
you did pick you changed it to
Minnesota,
however.
But we're both taking Philadelphia. I know. I'm taking
but...
Minnesota. I convinced myself Minnesota now. I'm all in. I just convinced myself right now. Talking out loud, I've convinced myself.
I love it.
But the point is, we're both taking the NFC North versus Philadelphia.
Yes.
Like we both. So whoever wins between Minnesota and Detroit, like if Minnesota beats Detroit, do you change your mind? Because you're thinking Detroit.
I think Detroit
Yeah.
wins Sunday night.
Yeah.
And just because there's too much on there, it's too much hype. They were there last year. Darnold's never been there.
Yeah.
And I think experience will play out. Plus, Detroit's offense is just loaded. I mean, you got the best receiver, but they got a better offense as a whole.
I disagree with that, actually.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I mean, the numbers say that Detroit's the most offensively. Now, actually, the numbers say you are. But
they probably have the better quarterback, but I think
Goff's definitely better.
I think every other position Minnesota beats them.
And I also think being at home and the way that crowd's going to be.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I think, okay, so between Detroit and Minnesota as the 5 seed, I think they'll win whoever they play first. But then they have to go on the road and do that again. I just think that's too difficult. So I'm going to stick with Detroit because I rode with them all the way. But yes, I think we're getting Kansas City and Philadelphia again. I think Saquon's just too much. I think Jalen Hurts is too much. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, all those dogs out there they got. Yeah. They have a great offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
That can get any 4-1 and any 4-2 they try.
Yeah, with a cheap play.
Yes. So I'm saying Philly and Kansas City will meet in the finals.
That was what I had written down until I convinced myself and crossed it out.
I'm so glad you didn't do that.
So now, like I said, I'm just changing it up, and my prediction now to win the Super Bowl is I'm taking Minnesota over Kansas City.
Love it.
We win the rematch. This was a rematch of Super Bowl IV.
Yes.
It's a rematch. I'm thinking the Vikings win for the first time ever in my life.
You get to raise that poll case.
Yeah, we get to hold up the Lombardi Trophy, and Patrick Mahomes loses another Super Bowl.
Oh, you brought your other one.
Yeah.
I was the Minnesota poll case.
Yeah, so I think Mahomes loses another Super Bowl, and then maybe people question if he's the greatest. I think Minnesota wins. I really do. I think it's just a storybook. It's just storybook, out of nowhere, and also I just. I don't know, man. I don't like Philly teams, and it's hard for me to pick.
And
yeah, so you got Kansas City and Philadelphia.
I've got Kansas City just being the boogeyman.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel
they beat San Francisco twice.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get Philly a second time.
Did they beat Philly?
Yes, they did.
I don't even remember.
Yes, they did. That was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago. Jeez.
That was Super Bowl 57. Inside this garage on that TV, watch my wife's heart get broken. Hated it for. It was an amazing game, but you had to have a winner.
I have zero memory of that.
We had 30 people over here having a ball. It was great.
If it didn't feature Tom Brady, so that's probably why I don't remember.
Pat Mahomes is that dude.
Yeah.
He's the best winner. He is one of the best winners I've ever seen in every sport. He is a great coach that allows him to pave the way to be that guy. You are as good as your coach.
Absolutely.
I mean, anybody says that's not important, they're just dumb. They don't even deserve to watch this show. But I say Kansas City makes history. They're the best team. They've got the best of everything. I've kind of doubted them all season long, say that they can maintain it and hold it. I'm sold. They're the best. They're going all the way. Kansas City knocks off Philadelphia 38-21. It's convincing.
There you go. I think Minnesota beats them like 42-39.
Oh, that would be an amazing final. Yeah. I hope, and boy, I will pull for your prediction.
Yeah, I think it will be like possibly the highest score in Super Bowl ever. and be the most offensive, electrifying Super Bowl. Both teams just running up down. We is there? What
A
happened
little bit.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're losing. I think we're losing a lot there. Um, yeah, we're back. What is going on here? I don't know. Did we lose the fuck?
Good. It's been a long time.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, that's a good time to end the show. Yeah. Sportball guys, you. We'll see how it turns out here. May the computer die.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.